So, did you practice today? This video is the first part of a new series to give you some ideas what you could practice on guitar. Maybe you'll notice that you need to refresh some things or that you ignored other things before. Let's start with the topic repertoire and why you should learn songs at all. On top of that, I'll make you some song suggestions. Hi, this is Svenja, and this video is about songs. Of course, you don't have to learn songs to become a good guitarist. Anyway, it has quite some benefits and can help you improve. One good reason is that you play all the techniques and scales you've practiced so far in a musical context, so you'll understand how to apply all of this. Therefore, don't just play your favorite songs, but really focus when you practice them and analyze what happens. What are the chords of the song? What does the lead guitarist play over these chords? You will learn a lot about songwriting, and with this knowledge, your solos will also improve over time. That's because you increase your lick repertoire by the way you can use anytime depending on what you're playing. It's kinda like learning vocabularies. Licks are your words you use to form solos or sentences and texts respectively. When you're learning songs, you will also stumble over techniques and scales you haven't known so far. Depending on the genre, you're playing scales beyond the good old major scale, for example. Especially in jazz and also in metal. When you play metal, you can also learn lots of techniques like sweeping or tapping. And when you hear a really good song which contains some of these elements, you'll be more motivated to practice, to be able to play it. You see, playing songs can motivate and even inspire you, because you will surely vary the licks you've learned and play them your way. And I'm sure that you will get new ideas playing one song or another and then sit down to write your own. And this doesn't mean that you steal from someone, because when you don't do this on purpose, your songs will always be a combination of different elements you integrated into your playing. In addition to that, you articulate notes differently than others. Always wondering if your idea already exists doesn't help you anyway, so just write. A repertoire will also be really useful when you jam with others. The first question in such a jam session mostly is, what should we play? And everyone's like, When nobody has ideas, your session will be really boring. But when everyone knows some songs, you can jam together without having to wait for ideas first. No one's inspired at the flick of a switch, even if I don't want to deny that you can think of chord progressions and riffs spontaneously in such a situation, when you're good. Otherwise, it's helpful when you know some classics or popular songs as a backup. Not only for these kind of situations, I want to suggest some songs where you can learn or improve different aspects or techniques. I think there's something for beginners and intermediate players as well. When you are a beginner and already know the important chords, you surely want to learn a solo too, especially on the electric guitar. The solo in Californication by the Chili Peppers is really beautiful and pretty easy. Even if I have to admit that the bendings are a bit tricky, but otherwise you don't need too much technique and the focus is on the melody. And it is played in quite a comfortable speed. In general, Californication is a really nice song that's definitely worth to learn it completely. The first technique I learned was palm muting. So my guitar teacher taught me Summer of '69 by Bryan Adams. This song is really good for practicing this technique. And you also learn sus2 and sus4 chords with the melody part after the chorus. this song is really fun to play and I still love to jam to it. Bryan Adams is too soft for you? So how about Du hast by Rammstein? The power chord riff on the lower E string is easy enough for beginners and you can practice palm mutes with this song too. On top of that, you learn the metal gallop at a relatively comfortable speed. But remember, start practicing at a lower tempo and gradually increase it as soon as you can play the riff accurately. The fear of all beginners is the F chord. When you want to avoid an overly traumatic experience in the beginning, you can start practicing it with Don't Panic by Coldplay. Here, you don't play the barré chord, but F major 7 with C as a bass note. So you play the smaller F shape with the open high E string, and in addition to that, the A string in the 3rd fret. When you're comfortable with the other chords and the rhythm, you can even make the song more challenging by adding the hammer-ons. Here, you hammer from the open G string into the 2nd fret of the F chord. Then you've also learned a new technique. When you want to work on your barré chords, Torn by Natalie Imbruglia is the perfect song for you. Here you play barré chords and ghost notes back and forth over the whole song. So you fret the chord and lose the grip again and again. Admittedly, your hand hurts a bit after a while, but the rhythm is really cool and sounds great even with just one guitar and vocals. You're definitely more versatile and have more opportunities when you can play with the pick and fingerstyle. I've learned several fingerstyle songs over my career. 2 of them I still play quite frequently. The first one is Tears in the Rain by Joe Satriani. The chord shapes aren't easy and different to those of the basic chords, but this way you get better at changing chords. A really beautiful song with classical vibes I would definitely recommend only to intermediate players. As well as Your Revolution is a Joke by Funeral for a Friend off their record Casually Dressed and Deep in Conversation. Here you also got some new chord shapes. Both songs are really melodic and sound great and complete played solo. I hope you have fun learning some of these songs. No matter if one of these or something else, you should refresh and repeat your repertoire on a regular basis. I like to make a playlist with songs I've learned so far and just jam to it. That's also a great alternative when you don't feel like working on your technique or theory and just want to play. You see, learning songs isn't that bad and a great opportunity to learn new things. That's it for today. But before you leave, please don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button. When you don't want to miss the second part of the series, also click the bell icon. Well, I can't guarantee that you'll get notified by YouTube, but it's worth a try, right? Anyway, we'll see us in the next video. Until then, keep grooving!